The challenge is access.
Chinese hospital is built for the poor people and the monolingual population. Those are the people that need help the most.
Very good. We're not like any other hospital. Community will never let the hospital fail because they know how we were denied before and how we have to stand strong together to survive.
東華醫院咧，佢起咗個新醫院咧，係對我哋啲華人嚟講咧係最好嘅，因為咧我哋啲華人咧呢個社區咧全部都係適合呢個社區同埋入醫院嘅嗰啲老人家啊，嗰啲就算係啲新移民啊，嗰啲喺香港啊、大陸嚟嗰啲啊，或者台灣嚟嗰啲咧。 佢哋都係識講國語啊、廣東話啊，同埋台山話嘅。
Having somebody understand you, somebody that can listen and talk to you, is very comforting.
你幾時生日
？23。
依家係就係生日啊！
Ever since the hospital was founded in 1899, we have had a particular sensitivity to the cultural needs of our people, not only in terms of language, but we try to serve them the foods that they like.
Okay, this is
Hi Daisy. Can I ask 你叫咩名啊？
我叫 Daisy 喊。
啊嗱，呢個係你嘅餐嚇。
This is really for the community. This is home. That's it. You do your best for the patient, your family, and you give it all.
Chinatown is a true ghetto. You have people who aren't that wealthy. The population has changed. This is more of a halfway house. You have new immigrants who come in to get established and they move out to other areas.
There's a lot more elderly, monolingual people that are single or don't really have family involvement versus before when I was growing up. You know, a lot of families lived in Chinatown. And even though it might have been, you know, in some of the single room occupancy type places, they were still families.
Those people that went before us were always the ones that paved the road. So we didn't risk our lives sitting on those hazardous boats to come over. Half of our people never made it to land.
So with the Exclusion Act, basically a racist act, white people didn't want the Chinese to come in to take away jobs.
What happened is now that you're done with the railroad, we want you all to die out.
The Chinese community in San Francisco began to look out for itself from the standpoint of providing assistance in every category, but in particular in the healthcare area.
We were denied at other hospitals, so we had to create our own healthcare system. Otherwise, we would be left alone in the cellars to die.
In 1899, the community petitioned the Secretary of State of California for a license to open what we call a hospital. It was named the Donghua Dispensary. It was located on Sacramento Street in the heart of Chinatown. And it became more or less of a death house because people with infectious diseases were brought there mainly to keep them away from the other members of the family. And then came the great earthquake and fire of 1906, and that little dispensary was completely destroyed.
So the Chinese people had to rely on their own device. They all chipped in, the family association rebuilt their own little building, this one, that one. That's how the schools and the hospital eventually was built. It took them 19 years to band it together and built a new hospital. It was opened in 1925.
Many of the seniors, years ago, they're still fearful of leaving the Chinatown core area. What do you do here? You either be a restaurant worker, a laundry person, janitor, and you have no choice but live nearby here. And again, where do you go for healthcare? But Chinese hospital.
My own dad and his siblings were all born at home. At home being not in a fancy home, but it was in the upstairs of the Chinese laundry. That's just how it was done. But I was fortunate to have been born in the Chinese hospital. I'm holding a copy of the bill that my parents were given when we were discharged from the maternity ward. And this is from, it's dated December 26, 1945. My birth date was at 7 a.m. on a Sunday, December 23rd, 1945.
So I was born at Chinese hospital. That's my legacy here. Also, my father was born at Chinese hospital. My grandparents got their care here at Chinese hospital. So my children also belong to the Chinese Community Health Plan. So I have 4 generations worth of family that has been a part of Chinese hospital.
Chinese hospital made becoming part of the medical profession a reality for a lot of Chinese American men and women. They knew the need was there, and so eventually they were able to study and become healthcare providers.
22 of us actually were born at the hospital, and somewhere along the way we each decided that we would come back to serve the community in which we were born.
OK， 咁如果你同意打呢種麻醉針咧，要簽個名，另外再簽名嘅呢度。不過我哋盡量咧就同你打麻醉針，希望你唔會好
很怕吃这个石头尿。
呀，我们尽量。
晕，头晕，胃口不好，口干。
我也不行。我们尽量帮你调整，我们换一个止痛药试试看，可能没有那么强，但是有的时候说不定就是可能会比较舒服一点，我们看看哈。
我仲有少少感冒尾聲，未有得整。
會好啲嚇。你自己可唔可以過嚟呢邊同你慢慢？而家慢慢，如果唔得，我拉你過去都得。
There is this feeling of coming back to serve your own people. It's your own family, literally. Your parents are there telling you, take care of this aunt and that cousin, and many of their friends become your patients. It's very satisfying.
May, we're going to need discharges? Like we're looking for beds for the patient. Yeah, SNF, long-term care.
Yeah, that would be 314A.
Okay, so still working on that one. Okay. We don't have any problems with your patients?
I'm just going to give the pain medication for 302A.
Okay. Hi, Allison. Okay. This is all I've ever wanted to be as a nurse. And within my community, within my culture, I was born and raised in Chinatown. I went to school around this neighborhood. Even though I moved out and live in Nevada and Marin, I still need to come back every day because this is home. And it means a lot to work in my community. It does. 泡泡去咩啊？
我個先生個屋個張個白白香啊，都未佢話
整邊個啊？
嗰個肚唔舒服啊？
個屋白白香啊。
個腹啊，佢講佢肚。
Distension. Yeah. Our heart's in it to work in that old building, the building before that. Sure, it doesn't have the modern equipment, so a lot of people wouldn't stay, but we stuck around because we cared. I think that's about it, and we still care. You gotta care. And that's why for us as nurses, this is amazing for our patients.
想食糖尿藥啊，仲未得啊？
你有冇食啲餐未？
食咗啦。
食咗？
我一日食一次㗎嗰啲藥。
係朝早食啲糖尿藥仔。
係啊。
我諗住你唔得，你朝早唔得食啲早餐，有醫生幫你做手術。有啲姑娘抽咗啲手，啲糖尿上睇幾高，係好高，佢要打啲 insulin， 係醫院咁樣。但你係翻屋企，你食翻啲止痛，你食翻啲糖尿藥。Besides just taking care of the patient and having the passion, you have to learn to speak the language.
I think at working, you had to use your heart, not just a job. You look at this stranger face, it's just not old lady. You think about after the 80 years of face, what is the story behind? You dig in that they have a lover story, they have a love family. You have to look behind us, like a wrinkled face. They have their history.
婆婆，你叫咩名啊？可唔可以重複一次講我聽啊？
知溝王。
知溝王幾年幾月出世啊
27年7月27。
OK， good， 好 ，thank you。婆婆啊，因為我哋對晒呢啲嘢又有呢度喺度，咁我哋想你簽翻個名作證，話我哋數咗你啲嘢，好嘛？你簽到嘛？我揸住呢度嚇。
我知成日嚟麻煩你。
唔好咁講，唔好咁講，你係病人啊嘛，你辛苦。
真係我好要。
辛苦你啦，你最辛苦嗰個。
我好要假啦，成日嚟。
No， 你最辛苦嗰個啊！
醫生又好，姑娘又好，個個都服務非常之好。中華醫院牙醫個服務好，又非常又講嘢，又溝通又好，樣樣都好，所以我中意嚟嗰度。
It's not just the medicine part. We help them in every way. Like, I don't understand this piece of paper. What's being sent? We go, oh, that's advertisement. Oh, this is this. They can come in and they can ask us. And that's what's good about it. It's like the heartbeat for them. They don't have to go anywhere else.
There's this lady that comes in and sits in the lobby every morning. Doesn't come here to get anything done. She sits here every morning. And she's sometimes here until in the evening. So when I come to work, I see her every morning sitting in the lobby, and sometimes when I go home, she's still sitting in the lobby. So every morning, good morning, I said, "Joseon Papa," and she knows us, we know her. I call that a people's hospital. 今日有冇做過嗰啲哮喘嗰啲藥啊？噴嗰啲藥啊？
食過。
索啊？
索嗰隻。
大家咳啦，咳啦。
I need to refill of this.
Rose Pak made it clear that the Chinese hospital should be considered as an important entity in the city and county of San Francisco.
In 1975, I got a call from the Chinese hospital, and they said they received the notice from the state fire marshal giving them 5 working days to relocate all the Chinese patients at the hospital because the Chinese hospital is not up to the fire code requirement. Turned out that the staircase was 4 inches too narrow. You have to remember, in those days, at the turn of the century, nobody would help the Chinese rebuild. They rebuilt it on their own. I was incensed, 4 inches. How the hell can you rebuild the hospital that way, right? Leo McCarthy was then the Speaker of the Assembly. Reached him at his house, so I started pouring out all this problem. He said, "When's the hearing?" I says, "Next Tuesday." This is Friday night already. And so he said, "Okay, I'll attend the meeting, and you better organize your community." I think I wound it up with 200 people at the hearing. Instead of us explaining to them how we're going to relocate the patients, we make all the state bureaucrats sitting in a row, and we were hurling grenades, hurling rocks, cussing them out, And then they have to explain to us, so we're very emboldened. That was the first organized protest, so they have to stop the relocation.
We got permission basically to build an outpatient building, which is what we did. We built an outpatient building next door to our old building. After it was built, then we filed an application which was allowed to convert portions of it into inpatient care. We actually built an outpatient building, tore down the partitions inside and rebuilt it, the inside of it, the guts of it, and turned it into an inpatient facility. And that's how the building was finally opened in 1979.
When I first came in 1976, they were starting to build this building. Space was already an issue when we moved in, and it's only, multiplied since we've been here.
2477, turn supervisor, 2477.
Let's be honest, without the community, none of this will happen.
We got large donors, but we even got the senior population who they don't even have money for food. They split their lunch so that they can have dinner. But we had little boxes where you could drop in money, and they would put in $5 or, $10, and that's everything to them. And it's so touching when you see that this is all I can afford, but I'll give it to you. It is the People's Hospital. They want it, and I think they're so proud and they can't wait until it opens.
係啊，我哋能夠見到呢個年紀見到新大內陸城係好開心嘅事情啦。我先生90歲啦，喺呢度出世嘅，佢喺呢度呢度出世嘅，佢25年出世嘅，所以呢佢係呢個老華僑嚟嘅，佢屋企人喺呢度嘅，佢爸爸喺呢度做生意，所以佢有11個兄弟嘅，個個都得到同東華醫院嘅。呢個保護嘅身體。
東華醫院超過8年，而家啱啱改建，非常之對我哋社區非常之支持，係咪啊？所以咧就我哋覺得都好榮幸嘅，尤其是我哋移民嘅華人咧，仲覺得佢哋非常之榮幸。
This is a tremendous achievement. It's been many years in the making, and what it means to me is something special in our own family because we've been here for 3 generations, and so it's very special to us. We've been involved in the life of the hospital for a long time, starting with my dad, who was on the fundraising committee for the very first building, so I helped to work on that one, and my son worked on this one, so maybe another generation to come yet.
I actually was born in a Chinese hospital, so for me to come back and see the rebirth of it brings me a lot of joy. I'm actually the only elected supervisor that was born in a Chinese hospital.
Bonnie was 43, 39 years.
I'm 40.
I'm 26 years. Nida is 27 years. 27. Oh my God.
Everyone here was born in Chinese hospital?
No, just girls and me. And all my kids. And we work there too. My kids are 2. Of them 3.
So what does this thing mean?
My life. Everything.
Thank you all for coming to this historic occasion. Finally, after years of fundraising and all of your help, the community is going to be opening a brand new hospital for the Chinatown community.
We want to do something to show the next generation what we Chinese can do and are willing to do and are committed to do for our community.
I suspect that there's not one person of Chinese descent in the Bay Area who did not at some point give a nickel to something or a dollar to something that represented the future of the Chinese hospital.
Not only do we want a modern hospital, but we also want a hospital that can treat anybody of any background, of any language. And that's what our Chinese community has contributed to San Francisco.
I'm glad I don't exactly need medical care, but when I do, I'm coming to the Chinese hospital.
This is what we've always wanted in our Chinese community, is to be respected and to have that health coverage and that equity that everybody wants to have. Rose is not here, but I know that her heart is here in this hospital.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And there we are, Chinese Hospital officially open, the new patient tower.
Whether you are there for the opening or not is besides the point. You didn't do it so you can stand there, cut the ribbon, and take the bows. You did it because it's necessary. So what the hell is the difference whether you're there or not?
Hello， 婆婆。嗱，我哋咧而家你要轉過去嗰邊㗎啦，我哋準備咧就將你放落床，放落個凳度嚇。
你企直嗰日未？咁我哋行兩步過嚟呢張輪椅度啊，行前兩步，呢隻手搭住度，然之後咧轉個轉身，轉隻手慢慢坐低。OK。
好啦。
房就係你㗎啦，呢間新房係啊，好靚㗎，係啊，係啊，好靚咧。得，好。嗱，咁我1、2、3咧，你就轉去嗰邊啦嚇。1、2、3就上床啦嚇。1、2、3。
Okay, thank you.
慢慢落，慢慢落，慢慢落，係啦。
你 team out 係咩？一個叫佢
休息下先，婆婆。
姑娘又好，嗰啲行到護士嗰鬼都好。
I'm proud for this community. I'm proud that I was able to see it through. You know, I'm proud that it's going to be here for another 100 years for the next wave of people that's coming through.
Everybody said, you guys are going to be the first to be gone because you're so small. Who needs you? Who needs a Chinese hospital to find, and I love to say it, that we're the last to stand. We're the last to stand, and we're the last independent hospital in the San Francisco Bay Area.
Our own miracle on Jackson Street.
Good feeding. Damn good feeding for the next generation. Generations to come.
Our medical legacy will continue, and that Chinese will never be denied health care again.